We're here with Will Howard, Ohio State quarterback. And, Leger, let's start at the top because he knows our good buddy Rick Spielman, who left us for the Jets. And you said Rick Spielman had a heart-to-heart with you. Tell us what he said before the playoffs.
Man, yeah, it's funny. He just came in and helped some guys, with Ohio State, and he worked with us a little bit. And, it was really before the playoffs, and he kind of just gave us, where he thought we were and, just an honest assessment of, what's going on. And, he told me you're probably a, day 2, day 3 guy right now, but I think with a good playoff performance, you could probably help yourself out. And, I said, all right, deal, bet. We'll see how that goes. And, I think I played my best ball in the playoffs and definitely helped myself out. So, just good stuff, man. It was
what's
fun.
great about that story? Because Rick works with Alabama, he works with Ohio State, and he talks to a lot of young players about their future. And you can attest, he keeps it pretty frank in those conversations. And the reason I asked you to tell that story, obviously the Indiana game happened and the playoff, the final happened against Notre Dame in terms of people changing their opinion of who Will Howard is as a quarterback. But a year ago, right here on this set, Terrion Arnold walked up because he's at Alabama, and he said Rick sat him down about 4 games of the season and said, if you don't start playing better, you're going to have to come back to school. And Terrion took that to heart. He said he went home, wrote it down. And he actually said Rick basically called me trash, and I took it personally. And the rest is history. He was a first-round pick, had a great rookie season. So you took it – you didn't take it personally, but you took it to heart, and you made the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The thing I appreciated about Rick, and he told me, I'm going to shoot you straight. And I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing and what I think. And, he's been a GM. He's been a front office guy. He's like, I'm going to tell you, my true opinion, and I appreciated that. I said, you know what, I want to hear it straight. I don't want to sugarcoat it,
right.
Man. I don't want you telling me, give me the agent talk and telling me I'm going to be a first rounder right now, and when realistically I probably wasn't, And I think I did the best job I could to help myself out when, when the lights were the brightest. But just got to continue to keep going like this, man.
Well, I want to go back to the game, and they always say this: versus the team in the North, right? That's a big rival game for you guys. Mm-hmm. Unfortunate loss for you guys. People were piling it on. How did you guys keep it together to go on that magical run to win the national championship?
Yeah, I think, that was tough, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was brutal. And I think the thing that kept us together the most was, the fact that we had that national championship to go try and get. And we still had that in front of us. And in previous years with the 14 playoff, like, we probably wouldn't have been in it. Yeah. And this year we had that opportunity, and we said we can go right this wrong right now if we go and win a national championship, and nobody will be talking about it if we, are holding our rings up and we're able to do that. And obviously, as much as we would love to go back and change, the game, and obviously, just wasn't our day, man. Like they got us, and credit to them, and it still hurts, man. It really does. But at the end of the day, we went out and won a national championship, and I think that game and the struggles that we had and, kind of the hard conversations we had to have after that game is a big reason why we went on to win a national championship.
So I know Will Howard's living right because he's a national champion. Mm-hmm. He's an Eagles fan.
Yep.
So he was great in a previous life. So we played this game with Abdul Carter, who's also a huge Eagles fan. Yeah. I'm going to ask you to blind rank these Eagles quarterbacks, 1 to 5. Yeah. You don't know who comes next. You know how to play this thing. Are you ready? Yeah. Randall Cunningham.
Oh. 2.
Okay. All right, here we go. Superhero Nick Foles.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I got to go. I want to put him higher, but I'm going to go 4.
Okay. No, you understand how to play this game. Mike Vick.
Oh, Mike. I mean, I feel like he played his best ball with the Falcons, so I'll go based on he was solid with the Eagles, don't get me wrong.
You can say it.
I'm going to go 5.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks on this list. Donovan, excuse me.
Donovan was my guy. Growing up, I had a Donovan McNabb jersey. I named my action figures. I was a big Donovan McNabb fan. I met him this past summer or 2 summers ago or something. And for me, I don't even think he probably remembers who I am. But I was the little kid in me was in awe. But I'll go 3 for Donovan.
All right, and then Jalen Hurts.
1. Yeah, you got to be number 1.
He's played this game before.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Speaking of that, you had a guy that was a former head coach for the Eagles be your offensive coordinator. What was it like working with Chip Kelly? And then it just seemed like after that game that we talked about earlier, I won't bring up the team's name, but it seemed like he literally opened the playbook up for you because you seemed like you were just so confident and comfortable in that offense when you went on that run. So what was it like working with Chip Kelly, and then also the trust that he instilled in you during that playoff run?
Yeah, man, he was working with him was one of the best things for me, and working with him and Coach Day. The two of them are unbelievable quarterback developers, and I tell people, I feel like I was developed as a human being and as a man at Kansas State, and I really became a man and learned how to live on my own and be an adult there. And I was developed as a football player and as a quarterback at Ohio State. And I think both of the places were amazing for me, and I love everyone that touched me and had a hand in my process. But the impact that Coach Kelly had on me this past year, the perspective he brought to me, it was different, man. Like he's been around, he's seen so much. He's been a head coach in the NFL, he's been an OC, he's been a head coach in college and OC, and he's done pretty much everything, and he's seen almost every scenario. So he was able to give me perspective on how to deal with things, not only on the field but off the field. And I think that was amazing for me. And the coaching between him and Coach Day, they played a little good cop, bad cop sometimes. Coach Day definitely likes to get after me a little bit, but they both taught me so much and were so good for me. And finally, in that playoff run, I think we were really clicking, and we were able to really dive into the game plan, and it was all ball, man. There was no school going on. It was just we're all focused on just winning football games. And I think those game plans that we had going into those games, it was some of the best game plans I've felt about ever in my life. I felt so good going into the Oregon game, going into even the Notre Dame game, even Texas. I felt so good about our game plans, and they gave me a lot of say because they wanted to make sure that I was comfortable with what we were doing, and that was a big part of it. And I think I really appreciated that because I felt really invested in the offense, and I felt like I was really, really involved, and it was plays that I was comfortable with, and it just it snowballed, and it was we went on a hell of a run.
Yeah, you did.
No, it did snowball because it felt like you got more comfortable, and you obviously started to play with more confidence. From it felt like that from watching from afar. I got another game for you, but before we do that, I cover the NFL draft all year long. I typically don't concern myself with freshmen and sophomores.
Exactly.
I knew I was going to get this.
You know where this is going.
I knew that.
This guy and Rick is not one to be passing along compliments willy-nilly, but he said he lost his voice when he was trying to talk about how physically talented Jeremiah Smith is. So can you talk about maybe the first few practices when you're like, oh, I can just throw the ball up and let Jeremiah do the rest, and then how that snowballed throughout the course of the season?
Dude, yeah, believe me.
You're a loss for words, too.
When I first got there, even Emeka, Carnell, I realized that throwing up 50-50 balls was like a great read. That's different. That was
high percentage throw.
That was a high percentage throw. That is different, man. And my coaches just give him a chance. You give him a chance. I know there's a lot of guys like that in the NFL too, but
I don't know if there are.
Not as true freshman. Good Lord.
Yeah, I was going to say, not as young as he is, man. He is one of the most unbelievable talents I've ever been around in my life. I think he's probably the most talented football player I've played with. And you walk into a room and you look at him from across the room and you're like, man, that dude doesn't look 18 or 19 years old. He doesn't look like a true freshman. But you just sit there and talk to him and you're like, oh man, he's just a kid, dude.
Right.
He's a great guy. He's humble. He's quiet. He's soft spoken. He's driven. He's hungry, and you don't see that, especially with a guy with that much talent. The fact that he's still working hard and he's still trying to get better every single day, and he's asking Coach Hart how he can improve. Man, I remember early on in spring ball, he's still figuring out the offense. The kid's a true freshman. He maybe look at me and he doesn't know what route he's running. I'd be like, hey, you got to dig. He'd go out there and run the best damn dig I've ever seen in my life.
I love that.
I'm like, all right, dude, this guy is special. He's going to be special. I'm biased, but I think he was the best college football player in college this year. And, I think we got the best, especially going into next year, we got the best offensive player and the best defensive player and him and Caleb. But, I'm biased. I don't think
Listen,
he might not be lying, though.
I don't think it's that crazy.
I think even our Penn State friends might not disagree.
Correct.
They can see they have two eyes. All right, let's play this quarterback game. I'm going to hold up the pictures, and DJ will direct you. And then you seem like with the previous game, you know what's up. So I think this will be easy for you. This is historically some quarterbacks.
We're going to see if you're an NFL savant.
All right.
A historian.
Let's see how I do.
Yep.
I'll hold it to the camera then.
Yep.
Okay.
Name the quarterback.
That's Phillip Rivers.
Yep. As you said, that was a pretty easy one.
Come
Huh?
Oh, that's the dude that Tom Brady came in for, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
That's like the third time we've gotten that.
What's his
Drew
name?
Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
That's like the third. The guy that took Bledsoe's job.
Bledsoe.
He was the first overall pick.
Let me show it, but you know this one. This is your action figure.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
yeah,
Donovan,
that's an easy
man.
one
My
for him.
dog, man. Donovan.
Okay, here we go. You'll know this.
Oh, it's Jay Cutler,
Yep.
man. Dog.
You got to know this one.
He went to UCF.
Yeah, I know you. Make
Randy
the
Moss.
rolling.
Uh,
And Chris Carter.
man.
Give me the first name.
Dante.
Culpepper.
There you go.
Come on now. Damn it.
This is a good one, too.
Hasselbeck.
There he is.
This is good. I like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
game. Oh, is that Matt Schwab?
There. Oh, good
Hey,
good
hey.
pull.
Westchester, PA guy, man.
Oh,
He went to
okay.
Westchester East.
There
so
it is.
Local dude. Oh my gosh.
This would be a really good pull.
Penn State guy? How long ago? Like when did he play at Penn State?
No, I was going in the 90s, yeah.
So he's a first round pick.
Should I know this? I'm
It's
looking
a
at
tough
I'm looking at
pull.
my Penn State. You gotta get like a first name or something.
Kerry.
Oh, Kerry Collins.
There we go.
Damn, man. Dang.
Okay, Will. I see you, man.
I'm going to say
Historian.
this. My colleagues make fun of me because when we talk to you guys in person, you get to know a person a little better, and then you start having crushes.
Yeah.
We got to add Will to the list.
Oh, Will's been on the list, though. I mean, that run he had in the
Appreciate y'all,
CFP,
man.
like Rick talked
but
about,
now
man,
that we
was
know that
historic.
he knows his history,
Yeah.
he's an
Know a
Eagles
little
fan. We're
ball.
okay with
He, know,
that.
he knows his Eagles history, too.
He knows his Eagles history.
No doubt.
Will Howard, Ohio State, soon to be Will Howard, NFL. Will, so good to talk to you. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys, man. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate